So just a bit of housekeeping before we do kick it off. If you have any questions, pop them into that chat or the Q&A panel. Sophie is going to be monitoring that. We're also going to be recording this session. I've just checked. Yep, it is recording. So we'll send the recording out afterwards, so you can go back and play if you miss anything. And we'll also send out resources and links that we mentioned today. So no stress if you don't catch everything live, we'll send that out afterwards as well. So just use that chat panel to let us know maybe where you're dialing in from today around the world. We often have a good split of people from around the world. So use that chat panel in the Zoom section to let us know. I'm based in Brisbane. Maybe you guys can jump on and tell us where you are, Sophie and the rest of the gang.
Yeah, sure. I'm in Wanaka in the South Island of New Zealand.
Cool.
Hi everyone, I'm Mina Berry, Head of Partnerships at Playbooks. I'm based here in Sydney, Australia.
Awesome. G'day everyone, I'm Justin Flitter. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at Playbooks and I'm in sunny Auckland today.
Sunny Auckland, that sounds nice. It's nice and sunny here in Brisbane as well. So yeah, I think we'll get started there. Maybe we can just go over what your sort of roles are as well. I'm Head of Growth at BizInc, so probably a few of you have spoken to me already. I'm helping out with our new feature launches as well, which I'll showcase to you today. Sophie, over to you.
Yeah, so I'm Sophie. I'm the Digital Account Manager at BizInc, and I'm sort of more heavily involved in the production of websites and client hubs and the ongoing success of your websites and client hubs. Justin?
So mine, basically I look after Head of Growth at Playbooks for the accountant market, accountants, business advisors, coaches and consultants. And we work on partnerships as well, which is a great part of what we do, working on alliances with BizInc, for example. That's another part of what I do in my role.
Yeah, I guess a lot of the work that we're doing with Playbooks is really centered around community and as Mina said, building those partnerships and connecting in with you know, the people and the great organizations that are helping small businesses and their advisors thrive and be supported, and so building community is kind of what we do a lot of, and a lot of these types of webinars are knowledge sharing, which is really cool.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks a lot for you guys for coming on today. And it's, good to be partnered with you guys. And we'll come back a bit more to showcase, we've got a whole section towards the end about Playbooks and how they can help our advisors. So stay tuned for that. We'll come back to you in a little bit. But for now, I'll just quickly jump to the agenda, quick look at what we're going to talk about today. So we got some announcements from the BizInc team and some new features, which I know a few of you are excited about, and we are too. And then, again, we'll come back to Playbooks in a bit more detail. And obviously, if you have any questions throughout the webinar about any part of this, just jump into that chat panel and let us know. So let's kick it off. These team announcements. So we're pretty happy to introduce some new team members here. We've recently, Marg has joined our team. So Margaret Gimple joins as our BizInc Operations Manager, and she has extensive accounting experience. She's helped accounting firms streamline their processes as well. So we're really, really glad to have her helping us at BizInc as well. And her industry expertise will be invaluable. Her first job has been to move us to a new billing system. So some of you may have received an email or two from Marg already about that. So maybe check your junk or your spam box if you haven't. Otherwise, you may be on our new billing system. We'll be in touch anyway if it applies to you. So it's a little bit of a process. We're sorry for the little bit of inconvenience it requires, but we won't be moving after that. So just a reminder for those who maybe have got the email but haven't done it yet, we'd really appreciate that, and we appreciate your time there. So that's Marg's first job here at BizInc. Now, Glenn Senior comes and joins us as Head of Small Business. So Glenn's not exactly new to BizInc. He has, actually part owner of BizInc. He heads up TSBC, the small business company. So they supply our expert business content And his first job has been to start working on a content refresh, which I'm going to come back to in more detail as part of the sort of the new features and next things we're working on. So you'll see what he's been working on in the coming months, I'd say. So we're excited to have them on board. I'm going to hand over to Sophie now to just announce, in relation to the content, what we've been working on there.
Yeah, so we've got the new weekly digest this month that will push into your COVID resources section and can also be set up as a weekly email if you wanted it to. And we've also got that in blog format as the business update, which you can access via the post section of your backend. And we've also got 2 new blogs written this month: how to build an effective financial plan for your business and cash flow advice for small businesses. So to access both of them, again, you just log into the back end of your website, navigate to posts, and you can publish away.
Cool, thanks for that. I'm going to jump to the next section, which is the first of our new features, and it actually sort of links in with what Sophie's just announced there. So in the past, you've had to rely on us to tell you when you've got new content, or just had to log in and see if there was new content there, right? So this new feature is pretty exciting. So you don't have to just wait for us to get around and tell you. You can get notified the instant new content hits your site. So when BizInc releases new content. So I do also post weekly, usually, in our client Facebook group. Sophie's going to put a link to the client Facebook group in the chat as well. If you're not already in there, highly recommend joining that. You can hopefully stay across our announcements like this. So I will post in there with the new content. Some of you have probably seen that. So that's one way to keep up to date. But I know not everyone uses Facebook, or not everyone, checks it that regularly. That's fine as well. Sometimes I put it in a newsletter, but yeah, things are easy to get lost in a newsletter as well, among other announcements. So this feature is going to be letting you know what new content's been released, basically the second it gets released, the time it hits your site. So I'm going to show you what it actually looks like, what you actually see, and how it works. I'm just going to, let's exit screen share. Give me a second to get this out. So what it'll be is an email notification. So you can let us know which email you'd like it to go to. By default, it'll just be the admin email. So like the email, if you get a form submitted on your site or hub, that sort of email that it would go to there. But this is what it would look like. Hey, we've added a new draft blog. Here's the title. It's been added to, it'll say, client hub or website, depending on what you have with BizInc. And if you'd like it, here's the direct link to the post. That's obviously the real handy part of this, is one click and you're taken right there if it is something you'd want to publish. And yeah, there's obviously links to our support team as well if you get stuck with anything there. So I'm going to actually show you what this looks like when we click it. Fingers crossed it all works. Things seem to know when we're on Zoom webinars presenting live, but that's worked. This is obviously a US digest content we've released yesterday. But yeah, it could have been one of those blogs Sophie just mentioned about cash flow. It's the exact same system here. So it is going to take you directly to your website, say, or your hub. Obviously, you just need to log in. I've already logged in here. And yeah, we're on this screen where you can make your changes and publish it, add the image, probably the bits a lot of you guys already know, but if you have any questions about that, yeah, you can always message support right from in the back end of your site as well. So I know a few of you are already beta testers for this feature. I think about 10 or so off the top of my head have been in contact with our support team for that. So thank you if you're already doing that. If you would like to request this feature to be added to your website, Sophie's going to paste a link to this form into the chat panel for you. Sophie, can you just make sure that's going to attendees as well? Sorry. So yeah, feel free to use this forms down here, sorry, to request this be added. Please just note it is still in testing mode. So I'm not expecting any bugs, but these things come up with, website and technology things as well. So yeah, Sophie's put that in there now to request that. You can complete that form and we'll be in touch with you when that's set up. And yeah, let us know how it works and give us your feedback. That's much appreciated. All right. So next up, we've got checklists. So I'll hand back over to Sophie to talk you through this one.
Cool. So this is a new feature that BizInc has developed. Some of you might already be able to see it in the back end of your website. I know I've had a couple of questions from clients in training sessions asking what it's about. So it's now ready. It's basically a light task management system that will help you use your BizInc website or your BizInc Client Hub. We have created some checklists in the back end that sort of include step-by-step instructions or tasks on how to help you get marketing done and how to help you use tools in the back end of your site to promote services, resources, that sort of thing. You can also use this feature yourself, so you can create your own checklist for you and your team. And yeah, we might take a look at it.
Cool. Let me exit out again. So I'm going to go into here. I'm in the back end here. You can see that okay?
Yeah, so once you've logged in, you just navigate it to it on the left-hand side of the page where it says checklists. And then we might look at the promote the 7 steps to an effective business plan. So this is basically a checklist on how to promote your 7 steps to an effective business plan lead magnet that a lot of you have on your website. So basically there's tasks in here for you to look at. You can click on a task, go into it to reveal more copy. And that will sort of talk you through, the different steps to take in order to promote the course. You can also edit and add your own content in there if there were additional things that you wanted to do or you wanted your team members to do. You can assign a due date, a priority, and once you've completed the task, you can tick it and it will go through to done. Again, you can also add items in there as well. And then if you just
so if you had another step or another reminder or sorry, back was it?
Yeah, back to checklist. You can also
sorry, my internet's a bit unstable.
That's all good. You can also create your own new checklists in there. So you might have a marketing campaign or some things that you want you and your team to do, and you can create your own checklists in there to do them. So everyone will receive the functionality, but there'll be limitations on how many of our pre-written checklists you have access to, depending on which package you're on. And I'll paste the, if you would like this, then you can inquire on our form, which I'll also post in the chat box. And we'd also love to hear from you guys if you wanted to write in the chat box, or you can just email us and let us know what sort of checklists you would like to see, as we're going to be creating more of these in the months to come. So if there was a specific area that you wanted help with in promoting things on your website, let us know and we'll definitely consider it.
Perfect. Yeah. So we'll paste that in a second, and definitely keen to hear your suggestions as well. You can see we've got a couple of different types. So one that I believe most of you will get access to is, if you were launching a new website. Obviously, this is for people, with a new BizInc website. So that's one style of checklist, right? We've got, the other 3 here are more about promoting something, whether it's the lead magnet or some other marketing campaign like Sophie mentioned. But it could just be, your monthly website task. It is a light task management system. So we're just trying to bring together different pieces of the website. So it's going to reference, post this blog or send this email. So we're hoping it will help you use the tools that are in there a bit more, bring them together and get them done, tick them off. So definitely keen to, hear your feedback on that. So fill in that form that Sophie's just pasted if you'd like that. Again, this is one of the ones that's still in testing mode, so appreciate your patience and your feedback, but that'd be fantastic if you could sign up for that. No extra cost or anything there. Yeah. All right, well, I'll jump back into my slides. Another new feature, we've got quite a bit to announce this month, which is good. So this is sort of next up. It's coming soon, hopefully not that far away. And again, you can request this as well. But this is key dates. Now, this is actually being delivered in a slightly different way. So we did sort of look at this last year. Some of you may have some things on your website relating to this. So it's different. It's a new system that's going to be a lot more robust, a better way to deliver this. So basically it will be a section on your website or your client hub to showcase important dates and deadlines, holidays, that sort of stuff. Particularly main sort of tax deadlines being our focus here. So we are looking for a few Australian and New Zealand clients to be beta testers of this. So if you can, if you're happy enough to do that, Sophie will put a link in the chat. Again, it's another format on our knowledge base to request that. So we just ask, for some feedback on you as a beta tester for that. This is just a screenshot of how it could look. The key dates for July, for example. So definitely take your feedback on what you'd like it to, what sort of key dates you'd like up there as well. So that'll be quite a good one. And appreciate your feedback on that as well. The link is in the chat for that too. Right, so that's a really quick run through of our new features. Next up for us, we've got a million things we're working on all the time, but a big one at the moment is a content refresh. So I briefly mentioned before Glenn in his new role at BizInc as head of small business, he's going to be working on a complete refresh of our business content. So that's what you'd see in your resources section of your website or hub. There's also going to be some new or some more content on the Xero side of things. We have videos and things at the moment, so we'll update those. There's a lot we're working on there, which will be quite good. So stay tuned for that as well. And we're also working with, this is a pretty exciting one, there's also going to be some content from some best-selling authors coming into that system. So again, that's going to be through our new system as well. So feel free to send in your requests or suggestions around content as well if you have anything. Otherwise, Glenn's going to head that up, and hopefully we'll have some refreshed content coming into there. So we're looking forward to that. Now we're going to hand over to Playbooks. So I'm just going to jump onto this next slide as well. So Justin and Mina are here to tell us a bit more about what they do. So thanks a lot again for coming along, guys. I thought maybe just kick it off, tell us what Playbooks is, and we'll hand over to you.
Cool, awesome. Well, thank you very much for having us on your show today. We really appreciate the opportunity to share Playbooks with all of you. So Playbooks has been around since October last year, and it's been set up as a meeting and collaboration platform to help business advisors and I guess any kind of teams and meetings that you would have collaborate to keep all of your meetings in one platform. So I guess when we've been running, Zoom calls and Google Hangout meetings kind of all day, every day through lockdown, and managing the how we're collaborating around agendas, recording the meeting notes, recording action items, the outcomes that come out of those meetings, is really, really important. And it's really important to be able to track what people are doing off the back of those meetings to keep business moving forward. And so Playbooks plays a central role in keeping all of that meeting data central and creating a dashboard for each individual person so you can see the action items that you've been assigned, the tasks that you've got to do, the things that you're responsible for moving business forward. And, we launched across New Zealand and Australia earlier this year, and it's been growing very well, and it's been really exciting seeing the types of companies and people that are starting to use the platform. And one of the unique aspects of Playbooks is the ability to record, save and share and access libraries of knowledge that you can share in meetings with clients or teammates. So inside Playbooks, and Mina will take you through the platform a little bit as well, is you've got the ability to create libraries of Playbooks. They can be your own expertise or your own knowledge. It could be company knowledge, so processes and templates and resources that you have at a company level that you share in meetings. Or perhaps you get asked a question in a meeting that you're not quite sure what the answer is. And there you can search the public library where there's a whole ton of knowledge and expertise from people in our community on all sorts of different topics. Plays that you can drop into a meeting in an instant to help support the discussion, to help you make informed decisions, so you can keep business moving forward instead of having to say, you know, hey, Anthea, great idea, I'll come back to you after this meeting once I've spoken to someone. That kind of slows the whole momentum down. You kind of lose that moment of impact. So Playbooks, certainly with that knowledge sharing, helps you to know what to do next. And what's coming up, what we're launching at the moment, is really being built on this idea of hybrid teams, and that the future of work really is about working in hybrid ways. We've got lots of remote staff. We're collaborating with people from different companies and organizations and partners. And so this whole idea of hybrid teams and how we're sharing knowledge between hybrid teams is really starting to build momentum. So Playbooks is going to be launching Spaces in the next couple of weeks. And Spaces will allow you to connect people, meetings, and knowledge in one space, so that you can collaborate around those ideas together, to focus your attention on the knowledge and the content that you need around that particular project or that particular client, whatever that might happen to be, so you can keep everything focused. And it's a really unique way to connect hybrid teams and collaborate around shared content, shared knowledge, and those sorts of things. So we're delighted to have BizInc as one of our partners providing knowledge into the content library. And it's the sort of those sorts of playbooks that businesses can drop into meetings and use anytime they like. So that's a little insight into Playbooks. Mina, is there anything else you want to add into there?
No, that's a nice summary of everything. Playbooks, to Justin's point, was designed to help you showcase your expertise in the most professional way possible to your clients and teams, so that you can visibly add value in every meeting. And better meetings with clients, what we've found, requires an agenda, action points, and a place to document all your game plans, and a space for all of you to work collaboratively together on meetings. So I'm going to take you through the demo.
Yeah, I'll stop sharing so you can take that over. Yeah.
Just bear with me. I hope everyone can see my screen.
I can. Yep.
Yeah, great. So just to get started, what we're looking at is the client dashboard. On the left-hand side, we can see in the blue the meetings that are coming up for the week. In the big part of the window where it says My Outstanding Action Points, you're able to get full visibility across all action items that are outstanding for every single meeting that's taken place. So you no longer need to go through email trails and see who spoke to what about when and what was actioned. It's all here in the one place. We also have popular playbooks on the right-hand side and newly added playbooks. So playbooks are essentially libraries of content or plays written by subject matter experts on all sorts of topics. And if something is outside of the advisor's toolkit, such as if you're looking at sales and marketing or artificial intelligence, you can scroll through this library of expertise designed by subject matter experts to bring into discussion elements that you may not have had experience on previously, and you can drop that in to elevate your conversations with your clients. Just going back to the dashboard, so that was where Playbooks was. Now we're going to have a look at the meetings dashboard. So in the meetings dashboard, I'm going to do a search. You can do a search by the name of the client and bring up a meeting. So this is a project management meeting that an accountant had with their client. And on the central elements that you need for a meeting is you need a topic name for a meeting, the time booked in, and then you can throw in the Zoom link or the team meeting link in this section here. Another great thing you can do is if you're wanting to follow up on this meeting and clone it, you can actually clone the meeting. So you don't need to put in the same details again. It's all copied across. What we can see here is we've got Eddie Maguire invited into this meeting. And basically here are some agenda points. So the beauty about Playbooks is that before the meeting actually takes place, you can send out a copy. You can send out basically this dashboard to your clients so that they can have a look at what agenda items there are that you want to discuss with them. And they can also go in and update any agenda items on their end as well. And the other beautiful thing that they can do is they can attach any document to this meeting. We integrate with OneDrive at the moment. So if you want, you can easily attach and copy documents from OneDrive and add it through. Also on the right-hand side here, you can see there's a note written for Eddie. Hi, Eddie, really looking forward to developing our Q3 KPI game plan together. So you can drop in notes for your clients. And you can also have private notes down the bottom here, which is little reminders for yourself. The client doesn't see this at all. This is just something that's visible to you and perhaps your team members. And it's just a private little chat area. We also have meeting action points. So the fantastic thing is that there's accountability with addressable action points. You can assign them to different team members. You've got dates. You can put due dates for the action items, and you can also attach any documents to those action points as well. The great thing also is that you can move these tiles around, so you can change the layout of how things look on the screen. And once the meeting is finished, one of the awesome things that we've introduced is a send meeting summary button. So this allows you to basically send via an email a highlight of what took place in the meeting, any important talking points that were selected, all in the one place. So one thing we haven't done here is we haven't attached the playbook. The playbooks that we saw in the beginning, I can go in here and I can do a search in the library, and I can do a search for a particular topic such as accounts receivable, and I can go in and I can drag and add all of these plays to this meeting. There we go. So down the bottom here, we've got accounts receivable opened up, and I can go in and I can have a look at the talking points underneath this. So it basically tells you what the process was. Any sort of process documents, any checklist, any guides, any framework that you're trying to explain to your client can be easily explained by these talking points. Now I'm just going to jump back out of here and take you to contacts. So this is an easy reference place for all your contacts in the one place. Playbooks library. So just going back to this library, as I showed you the accounts receivable articles, these are public content pieces that are written in here by subject matter experts. You can also use your own intranet of articles. You can create your own board of content and assign that to meetings. And a very new release that came about only yesterday, which we're really excited about, is Spaces. So with Spaces, we have one place where all meeting activity, notes, action items, agendas can be accessed by anyone into that has access to that space. So in this case, we could set up spaces for, say, a family office group. We could set up spaces for internal teams that are cross-functional, or entire companies. And if we have a look at this one, which is Family Office Smith Family. So this is a family that's invited into this space. You can see all the meetings that have taken place, plus any future meetings that are going to be taking place, and any playbooks that have been attached to these meetings as well. The other thing that I'd like to mention is that we integrate with Calendly. So if anyone has basically set up Calendly and they need, their clients are approaching them and setting up a meeting and booking in Calendly, it will automatically fall through to Playbooks. And also if you're using Office 365 or G Suite calendars, that will automatically sync as well. I think that's pretty much a nutshell of the demo. I'm just checking with Dustin. Is there anything else that we needed to mention in here?
No, I think you've covered everything off very well there. It's yeah.
I just have
Nice
a
to
question.
see the dashboard working well and all the action points you've got to tick off, so everyone can see what they've got to do. It's good.
Can I just jump in with a question for the two of you?
Yep.
Just who is Playbooks best for, basically, and what should our advisors on the call today and listening to the recording be looking out for, like when working out if this is best for them or not?
Yes. So we accountants, business advisors, coaches and consultants are the key hosts for the meeting. They will be using Playbooks with their end users, their clients. Now, basically, wherever meetings have a diverse range of content or that might be quite complex, it's good to then break that content down into these playbooks, which you can then, create an easy, visible format for talking to your client with. So we find that it's quite useful for team stand-ups, running business advisory workshops, strategic planning days, that sort of thing with their clients.
Fantastic. I really like that action points part. I know I mentioned it to you guys the other day as well. It's just a really cool part of it, I think, as well. And space is the bit you mentioned with you've got like an accountant, a bookkeeper, or whatever sort of hybrid team working together. That bit sounds cool as well.
Yeah, super powerful.
I'm just going to stop my screen share there and just bring it back.
I'll jump back because what we have for you guys as well, present this, just the next slide, is at BizInc we've actually developed a free meeting questions playbook. So to help you really with the initial consultation, before that as well, some questions to gather before you go into that meeting and during. So these are some playbooks that BizInc has created. I've just put a screenshot in here, but definitely feel free to chat to these guys at Playbooks and you'll find out a bit more about this and how to find it and bring it into your meeting like Mina's just quickly shown you. So this is just something BizInc has created as some suggestions some questions you might like to ask to get the conversation flowing and to help you out with the meetings. And of course you can adjust this to suit you as well. So I'll just jump to the next slide and you guys can take through what the next steps are.
Yep, so if you'd like to know more, please feel free to reach out to me via email on mina@playbooks.live, and also on our website if you'd like to check it out. It's just www.playbooks.live, where you'll see a nice animated video and a link to register. If you'd like to know more, you can certainly contact us at any time and ask us any questions that you have.
Perfect. And Sophie's just put Mina's email in the chat as well, so grab it there if you'd like to reach out. And we've just got this slide from you guys as well, if you could take us through this.
Yeah, so August the 5th, we are running a business advisory masterclass. Mina's been awesome and instrumental at putting this together. It's actually, there's some information about this on our blog. So if you go to playbooks.live/blog, there'll be a post there where you can RSVP. But Mina, do you want to take us a little bit through kind of what we're covering off in that session?
Yeah, so this meeting is all about how to scale up your business advisory services. So moving away from compliance-based to more exciting business advisory. And we've got subject matter experts in the field. So we've got thought leaders, Greg Sheehan, who's the founder of Playbooks. He used to run a business called Rightway, a very large accounting practice, which grew to be one of Xero's largest global platinum partners. So we've got a lot of expertise that he'd like to share with the panel and with everyone else on how to scale your advisory business, how to find a niche vertical in advisory, what clients see as value. And we've also got Warwick Cavell joining us from Profitable Conversations. He has a whole framework and approach around how to have advisory discussions with your clients, which he'll be taking us through. And then we're going to also look at other discussion aspects, such as how has the pandemic affected the advisor relationship with the client? What are clients expecting more of? So particularly now that everyone is using remote working, how do you elevate your conversations with clients using technology to leverage and aid in those discussions? And so we've got some other technology partners such as VBPay and Unleash joining in on that conversation as well, and Spotlight Reporting.
That sounds great, guys. And just you mentioned a bit about how to have advisory conversations and that sort of stuff. I'd say for the majority of our clients, a lot of the clients we talk to, they're looking to get into that space or are growing in that space. So I think that's really yeah, important for a lot of the people on the call today, but also a good sort of link to what we were talking about earlier in our checklist. That's one of the checklists we've created in the back end of your website, is to help you promote advisory services. So hopefully that's a nice little link. You can learn a bit more there, and then hopefully we've got the tools to help you promote some of that stuff using your website, whether it's a landing page or an email to tell your clients, or yeah, even like appointment booking and that sort of stuff, which can link through to Playbooks, as we've mentioned. So yeah, that sounds like a fantastic session, and we'll paste the link in and send it out afterwards to that as well. So that's appreciated. All right. I think that's about it for today. So if anyone has any questions, please feel free to jump onto the chat or Q&A panel and ask while we're all here for Playbooks or for BizInc. We'll all hang around for a couple more minutes if you have anything. Otherwise, you've got links to contact Mina if you have questions about Playbooks, and hopefully you know how to contact us, but support@bizinconline.com if you have any questions like that. And feedback. I'll just jump off out of this because I did have a question before the webinar, just to refresh people on adding a featured image to a blog, basically. So I'm just going to go, I was onto this one earlier from the notification. So if you're in the back end of the website or your hub, in the post section, you click into the blog like I've done here. You can make any changes to the actual blog. So you can just type in the box here. Now the set featured image button in the bottom right hand corner is where you do this. So you can click that and upload one from your computer or the media library if you have it. Otherwise, use the Pixabay icon. Pixabay is a royalty-free image library. So we've brought that into the website. You just click that button and then you just do a search. I'm just going to search business or something like that. Just clicking it, give it a couple of seconds, and use as featured image. So we encourage, you really should have an image with every blog because there's a section for it on the website. So you can see that's gone into there. Now you can proceed to scheduling it or publishing it if you're ready to go as is. So that's just a quick little look at that. But yeah, if you have any other support related questions or anything like that, feel free to check out our knowledge base as well. So support.bizinconline.com. We can send a link out to that as well. All right. So if we don't have any more questions, we'll probably wrap it up there. And yeah, feel free to get in touch with Playbooks if you have any questions about what they offer. But thanks to Mina and Justin and Sophie for jumping on the webinar today. We appreciate your time.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thanks, Sophie. Thanks, Anthea.
Thanks, guys.
All right.